Fans have been eagerly waiting for updates on their favorite franchise ever since Disney purchased 20th Century Fox. One of those franchises is the Planet of the Apes series, which has 9 movies released over the past 55 years. With Disney's takeover, they confirmed several sequels were in development. Now finally, we have our first official look at the Planet of the Apes sequel. Without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off, here's the first look at the Planet of the Apes sequel. Yes, it's official. 20th Century Studios has just revealed the first look for the upcoming Planet of the Apes sequel, which is going to be titled Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Slated for theatrical release in 2024, it'll be the first film in the franchise after Disney acquired 20th Century Fox. The first official picture was posted on Twitter, which shows the movie's main character, Cornelius, riding a horse as a bird flies down to land on his arm. They're standing in front of what appears to be a huge city covered in moss, and situated on the edge of a river and a waterfall. Directed by Wes Ball, the movie is set to begin production this month. Looking at Disney's 2024 film schedule, they have an open slot for May that year, so it's likely that's where the film falls in schedule. And if this release date becomes official in a month or two, Disney will have 20 months in hand to finish the sequel's filming and get done with the post-production process. Getting a release date for the sequel feels like a fever dream, because we seriously had no update from 20th Century Studios until Disney bought it. The film is going to join Disney's massive slate of movies from multiple studios in that 12-month span, with all of them being blockbuster outings. With Marvel also planning 4 releases during Phase 5 and Phase 6, we just hope that the sequel will be able to carve out its own place among these blockbusters. Moving on, what could the sequel be about? After the announcement of the sequel, all the major details about the plot have been kept under wraps, besides the fact that it'd be set after the ending of the War of the Planet of the Apes and Caesar's death. From the early concept art, you can guess that the film is going to take place many years after the previous film. You can see in the image that the franchise's new lead ape is standing in front of a human city that's almost completely in ruins and covered by plants. That wouldn't be possible after a short period of time. This confirms that the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes could take place several decades after the War of the Planet of the Apes. The biggest hint as to what the film could be about is provided by the title itself. The Rise of the Planet of the Apes focused on the origins of the simian flu virus, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is about their uprising, and War of the Planet of the Apes shows the ape and human conflict reaching its peak. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes could very well be about their life after conquering the world. It even potentially teases the existence of various ape kingdoms in the present world. It's likely that the sequel will focus on what it's like for humans to survive on a planet that's now ruled by the apes, which could be strikingly similar to the original film that regarded. Following that, let's take a look at the timeline of the previous films. Released in 1996, the first film in the franchise is set in the year 3978, when the astronaut Taylor time travels from 1972, but his spaceship crash lands 2006 years later. The next film, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, takes place in 3979, with Earth being completely destroyed at the end of the film. That means it's also the end of the franchise, right? Well, you're wrong, because in the third film, Escape from the Planet of the Apes, Cornelius and Zira travel back to 1973 from 3979, and in the fourth film, their child named Caesar starts the Intelligent Ape Revolution. The fifth film, Battle for the Planet of the Apes, strongly suggests that the third film's time travel actually resulted in a divergent timeline, which led to a different future from the one depicted in the first Apes film. Although most of the fifth film takes place during the year 2001, the story's framing shows that humans and intelligent apes are living peacefully by the year 2670, but things went down for them during the last 3 films released in the past decade, which had a pretty straightforward timeline and didn't include a lot of time travel. Now, it only needs to be seen if these factors will be incorporated into the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes for a unified timeline. After all, there's going to be a huge time jump. Last but not least, who's included in the cast? The official casting for the film was announced back in early summer of 2022. Owen Teague will play the character of the leading ape in the film. He's best known for playing one of the bullies in Stephen King's adaptation of It from 2017. He's also appeared in another adaptation of the author for the 2020's film The Stand. It was also revealed that he was the top choice for the role since they started working on the sequel. Besides this, Freya Allen has been added to the cast. Set to play the lead human character, she had auditioned for the flick multiple times, including a final audition in front of Wes Ball, before eventually landing the role. She's best known for her breakout role as Ciri in Netflix's The Witcher, opposite Henry Cavill. Finally, Peter Mackin and Kevin Durand have also been announced, with Durand likely to be the villain in the film. Other related news. Let's take a look at other interesting news from the magical world of Disney. First off, Jamie Lee Curtis wants a new Freaky Friday film with Lindsay Lohan. In a recent interview, Jamie Lee Curtis has revealed that she'd be happy to do another Freaky Friday film with her co-star Lindsay Lohan. Based on a novel by Mary Rogers, the film revolves around a teen girl and her mother who decided to swap bodies over the course course of a bizarre day. Although many adaptations had happened before, Jamie and Lindsay's version of the story was released in 2003. She was promoting her upcoming horror film Halloween's End when a fan asked if she'd ever be interested in continuing the story of the film. She replied that Lindsay and her are amazing friends and she'd absolutely be down for the sequel. Yes, it was more of a playful reply, but you can't rule out the possibility of a sequel with both of them starring. In fact, it's possible that they could continue the story. After all, the original film had a sequel hook, with Lindsay's little brother potentially swapping bodies with his grandfather. With a resurgence in both Jamie and Lindsay's careers, another sequel to one of their films doesn't seem out of the question. Up next, is Hocus Pocus 3 likely to happen after the success of Hocus Pocus 2? Even though the original film received mixed reviews, which range from criticism about the plot to praising the Sanderson sisters, the audience interest in Hocus Pocus 2 seems to be at an all-time high, and the streaming data proves it. Yes, Hocus Pocus 2 has opened with record-breaking numbers and become the #1 movie of all time on Disney+. And it's likely due to a number of factors, including the nostalgia, the lengthy time gap between the original film and the sequel, and the family-focused atmosphere, and its reputation as a Halloween classic. After the success of the sequel, it's safe to say the audience is excited and looking for more content about the Sanderson sisters. This means that a lot of people feel a strong connection with the characters, and they'll definitely invest more time in a new project. What's more is the post-credit scenes of the sequel have also hinted at a potential third film, which only implies that Disney had faith in its performance. Now that the film has received massive success, Disney must be thinking of capitalizing on that final tease and the movie's new cast by developing a third film, as they know it'll also draw big numbers. Last but not least, Disney's animation immersive experience will make its debut in Toronto. Yes, you've heard it right. Walt Disney Animation Studios is joining hands with Lighthouse Immersive Studios for a one-of-a-kind exhibition, Disney Animation Immersive Experience. The show will include artistry and music from many Disney classics, including Peter Pan, Snow White, Pinocchio, and The Lion King, and make the audience feel like they've entered the magical world of their favorite characters. You can also catch tributes to their modern hits such as Frozen, Encanto, and Zootopia. It'll debut in Toronto this December, 2023. 2023 will see its expansion in Tokyo and many cities in North America, including Las Vegas, Nashville, Boston, Cleveland, Denver, Detroit, and Columbus. That's a wrap for the video. Are you excited about the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more amazing and exciting videos like this. See you in the next one!